we are one people, different colors, different sizes. And in here, we are people with and without disabilities. There are those with physical and those with visual impairment, some of which also are invisible. We can't see if you have got a hearing impairment or mental disability. So all of us, we are limited in one way or another in our functionality. But we all need to learn, because education is the right of every human being as proclaimed by national and international declarations, policies, and laws. So we see that since the invention of education and the right to education, and the cornerstone of the United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons with Disabilities in 2006, education has really been insisted as the right to every individual with disabilities. So, with the increase in science and technology, we find that information communication technology has come to be at the center of learning, and hence to include learners or students with disabilities, or assistive technology has come into place. What is it? Assistive technology. It can be low technology or high technology. That is programming or not programmed. Mechanisms that increases or improves functionality to individuals with disabilities. And so we see that with the digital world, computerized assistive technology has come into use. And as I'm talking to you and you're listening, this is a microphone. Prior to it, people were using horns, but there is a computer displaying what I'm saying. So to people with various disabilities, physical, hearing, intellectual, learning, autism, and whatever, they need either hardware or software technology to be included, participate, and be engaged fully in learning. Because assistive technology increases independence, it improves communication, and allows the individual to access learning materials from the internet, the World Wide Web. So, what is the situation in Tanzania? Knowledge on assistive technology in Tanzania was introduced very recently in 2011, when Tanzania League of the Blind collaborated with Tanzania Open University of Tanzania, Tanzania Education Authority, Services International, and Freedom Scientific, when they embarked on projects to train teachers, social workers, and other individuals with visual impairment. That is where the rest began. But what about in higher learning institutions? In higher learning institutions of Tanzania, and according to Tanzania Commission for Universities, there are about 176 higher education institutions, that is including full-fledged universities, university colleges, and centers, of which enroll students with and without disabilities. This came about interesting to undertake a study in this area because most of the researches which are being conducted in Tanzania focus on accessibility, on relevance of assistive technology and the challenges. But there is limited knowledge on the knowledge, skills, and attitude level on the use of assistive technology. So our intention was to look at the knowledge level, skill level, and attitude toward assistive technology in facilitating learning. And especially, we had two objectives: assessing the knowledge level of assistive technology among students with disabilities, and exploring the extent to which they apply the technology to facilitate inclusive learning. It was a qualitative study employing a case study involving one public and one private higher education institution. And we conducted interviews to 14 students and one braille transcriber. So findings were generated, were thematically analyzed, and results showed that knowledge on computerized assistive software and devices was very limited. Students were not very much informed about the computerized assistive technologies. They were able to mention few computerized assistive technology softwares like job access with the speech, non-visual desktop access as software for reading information from the screen. But they are able also to identify assistive technology devices like smartphones, braille embossers, Duxbury braille translator, scanners, as very useful tools in their learning. But they also said that majority of them had no personal computers. But again, they reported that their lecturers or instructors lacked knowledge on assistive technology. It was also reported that the extent to which they were able to use the available technology depended heavily first on the attitude of the institution. Was the institution positive to purchase the said assistive devices, but also the availability of technicians and the lecturers who were knowledgeable on assistive devices, but also the level of training among the students. This determined really the extent to which they could apply them in their learning. And so they reported that yes, there might be some computers in the laboratory, but they couldn't use by themselves unless they received help from their sighted friends, sighted students. But also they could use through the note takers and readers and transcribers. But how often then could they use them? They reported to be rare use because of limited training on how to use assistive technology. But again, they showed positive attitude that they were ready to use assistive technology in a variety of learning activities, including writing notes, recording lecture sessions, searching materials from the internet and the World Wide Web. But they could also use assistive technology in writing examinations, recording lectures using digital voice recorders or smartphones. But they said also the special unit helped them to transcribe examinations into Braille using the Disabilities Braille translators. So it was useful for the university to purchase and apply that. Again, the transcriber recommended that the students who were enrolled in higher institutions did not have training on assistive technology prior to their enrollment at the university. So, what came as a conclusion is that when appropriate assistive technology, whether in software or hardware, is a key and a prime tool for learning and for inclusion, participation, and engagement of students in learning process. And so we recommend that higher education institutions should establish or tailor assistive technology into ICT courses, but they should have continuous training on assistive technology to students immediately after they arrive at the university, or, if possible, prior to their enrollment at the university. Similarly, lecturers should be trained on assistive technology on a regular basis. And each university should set aside a reasonable budget for ensuring assistive technology is made available at universities. Thank you for listening.